You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq arrives in the state of Kuwait today on a two-day state visit. Leader Medal granted to His Majesty the Sultan by the Arab Parliament is received by His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed in appreciation for His Majesty's efforts in serving the issues of the Arab nation. The Sultanate of Oman manages to reduce the public debt size to reach about 15.1 billion Omani riyals. And the first Forum for Development Projects confirms that the volume of projects awarded last year exceeds 1 billion Omani riyals and reveals the awarding of new tenders, most notably the Adam Thamrate Dual Road Project. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq arrived in the state of Kuwait today on a two-day state visit. His Highness Sheikh Mish'al Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Emir of Kuwait, led the welcoming party for His Majesty the Sultan at the Amiri Airport in Kuwait as he wished His Majesty and the accompanying delegation a pleasant stay in Kuwait. Alongside the Emir of Kuwait, His Majesty was also received by His Excellency Sheikh Ahmed Abdullah Al-Ahmed Al-Sabah, Prime Minister. His Highness Sheikh Sabah Khalid Hamad Al-Sabah, Head of the Mission of Honor. His Excellency Sheikh Fahad Yusuf Saud Al-Sabah, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Defense, and Minister of the Interior. His Excellency Sheikh Muhammad Abdullah Al-Mubarak Al-Sabah, Minister of Amiri Diwan Affairs. His Excellency Shreda Abdullah Saad Al-Mu'ashirji, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for the Council of Ministers Affairs. His Excellency Dr. Imad Muhammad Al-Atiqi, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Oil. His Excellency Abdullah Ali Al-Yahya, Minister of Foreign Affairs. His Excellency Ahmed Fahad Al-Fahad, Under-Secretary of the Amiri Diwan. His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Nasser Al-Hajri, Ambassador of the State of Kuwait to the Sultanate of Oman, and senior Kuwaiti officials and members of the Omani Embassy in Kuwait. Official reception protocols were conducted for His Majesty the Sultan upon his arrival. When the royal airplane Nizwa entered the airspace of the state of Kuwait, it was escorted by a fleet of Kuwaiti Air Force utilities until its landing at the Amiri Airport. There, the Emir of Kuwait received His Majesty the Sultan, passing between rows of guard of honor. The two leaders headed to the Day of Honor at the Amiri Hall, where the Omani royal anthem was played, followed by the Kuwaiti national anthem. After that, His Majesty the Sultan inspected the Guard of Honor, which gave the salute to His Majesty. Then His Majesty the Sultan shook hands with senior members of the Kuwaiti welcoming party, while the Emir of the State of Kuwait shook hands with the members of the official delegation accompanying His Majesty the Sultan, welcoming them and wishing them a pleasant stay. Then His Majesty the Sultan, accompanied by the Emir of Kuwait, boarded the motorcade which took His Majesty over to his residence at Bayan Palace in the capital Kuwait city. As the motorcade of the two leaders left the Emiri Airport's gate, it was flanked by a group of motorcycles. A group of children lined the sides of the road, waving the Omani and Kuwaiti flags in an emotional manifestation of amity and fraternity, while helicopters carrying the flags of the two countries hovered over the sky of the ceremony. Upon the arrival of the motorcade carrying the two leaders at Bayan Palace, the artillery fired a 21-gun salute to His Majesty the Sultan while a group of cavalrymen surrounded the parade. After that, a group of Kuwaiti folklore bands performed the art of arda, chanted songs and poetic verses, and rejoiced over the auspicious arrival of His Majesty the Sultan. During the visit, His Majesty the Sultan is accompanied by a high-ranking official delegation comprising His Highness Sayyid Shihab bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for Defense Affairs, His Highness Sayyid Bil Arab bin Haytham Al Saeed, His Excellency Sayyid Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Minister of the Diwan of Royal Court, His Excellency General Sultan bin Muhammad Al Nu'mani, Minister of the Royal Office, His Excellency Sayyid Hamoud bin Faisal Al Busaidi, Minister of Interior, His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, His Excellency Dr. Hamad bin Saeed Al Aufi, Head of the Private Office, His Excellency Abdus Salam bin Muhammad Al Murshidi, Chairman of Oman Investment Authority, His Excellency Qais bin Muhammad Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion, and His Excellency Dr. Saleh bin Amr Al Kharousi, Ambassador of the Sultanate of Oman to the State of Kuwait. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq left here today for the State of Kuwait on a two-day state visit, during which he will meet Sheikh Mish'al Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Subah, Emir of Kuwait. The visit, made in response to an invitation by the Emir of Kuwait, comes as an extension of the historical and fraternal relations binding the two countries and their peoples. His Majesty the Sultan was seen off at the Royal Airport by His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Diyazan bin Haytham Al Saeed, Minister of Culture, Sports and Youth, His Excellency Sheikh Abdul Malik bin Abdullah Al Khalili, Chairman of the State Council, His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council, His Excellency Sayyid Muhammad bin Sultan Al Busaidi, Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Judicial Council, His Excellency Nasr bin Hamoud Al Kindi, Secretary General of the Royal Court Affairs, Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al Shaybaniya, Minister of Education, His Excellency Sheikh Al Fadl bin Muhammad Al Harthi, Secretary General of the Council of Ministers, His Excellency Lieutenant General Hassan bin Muhsin Al Shriqi, Inspector General of Police and Customs, His Excellency Lieutenant General Saeed bin Ali Al Hilali, Head of the Internal Security Service, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad bin Saeed Al Ma'mari, Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs, His Excellency Dr. Hilal bin Ali Septi, Minister of Health, Vice Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis Al Raisi, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, Major General Matar bin Salim Al Blushi, Commander of the Royal Army of Oman, Air Vice Marshal Khamis bin Hamad Al Ghafri, Commander of the Royal Air Force of Oman, Rear Admiral Saif bin Nasser Al Rahbi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, and Major General Musallam bin Muhammad Ja'bub, Commander of the Sultan's Special Force. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Santiago Pena, President of the Republic of Paraguay, on the occasion of his country's National Day. Based on the royal mandate of His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan, received the Commander's Medal granted to His Majesty by the Arab Parliament, which is the highest honor granted by the Parliament to Arab leaders in appreciation and gratitude for His Majesty's benevolent efforts in serving the issues of the Arab nation and his tireless efforts in supporting joint Arab action. This came during His Highness's reception with His Excellency Adil Abdul Rahman Al Assoumi, Speaker of the Arab Parliament and his accompanying delegation in His Highness's office this morning. The award ceremony was attended by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal al-Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council, His Excellency the Secretary General and Advisor in the Office of His Highness, and a number of members of the Arab Parliament. His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad al-Busaidi, Foreign Minister, received here today His Excellency Adil Abdul Rahman al-Assoumi, Speaker of the Arab Parliament, within the framework of his current visit to the Sultanate of Oman. The guest commended stances of the Sultanate of Oman towards various regional issues, the foremost of which is the Palestinian cause. He also hailed Oman's efforts in supporting the joint Arab action. The meeting touched on means to develop the Arab parliamentary role in a manner that contributes to backing efforts of solidarity and integrity and achieving the joint Arab goals to serve the supreme interests and confront the challenges facing the region and the world at large. The Sultanate of Oman was able to reduce the public debt, reaching by the end of last March about 15 billion and 100 million Omani riyals. The state's public revenues recorded a decline of 12% until the end of the first quarter of this year, reaching 2 billion 826 million Omani riyals. This is due to a decrease in net oil and gas revenues and current revenues, while public spending amounted to about 2 billion 664 million Omani riyals, a decrease of 103 million Omani riyals, that is 4% compared to the actual spending for the same period in the year 2023. The Ministry of Finance paid more than 206 million Omani riyals dues to the private sector by the end of the first quarter of this year. "129 projects will be offered in the governorates during the current year, including 63 projects in the second quarter, 50 projects in the third quarter, and 16 projects in the last quarter. This came during the first forum for development projects organized by the General Secretariat of the Tender Board. It aims to enhance equal opportunities, transparency of bidding, and provide basic data and information for projects that will be offered for bidding. During the forum, His Excellency Engineer Badr bin Salim al-Ma'mari, Secretary General of the Tender Board, revealed a number of initiatives aimed at facilitating attrition for local companies. National Survey Authority at the Ministry of Defense organized an introductory program in the field of geospatial data. The program held in the Governorate of Dhofar included visual presentations on modern technologies in the fields of geospatial data. A number of authorities' projects were reviewed during the program, as well as maps of spatial data were printed. The event was attended by His Highness Sayyid Marwan bin Turki Al Said. Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions held its annual conference at the UN premises in Geneva. The conference discussed the strategic plan of Global Alliance as well as means of enhancing partnership and cooperation among international institutions in the field of human rights. The event witnessed participation of representatives of human rights committees from various world countries. The event dwelt on building national strategies for human rights. The Sultanate of Oman held sidelines meetings with high-ranking officials of UN Human Rights Committee in order to discuss the latest amendments on international human rights law. An international workshop began today in Muscat on collecting data and implementing indicators to measure progress achieved in the field of human rights in accordance with global standards. The three-day workshop is organized by the Omani Human Rights Commission in cooperation with the United Nations Center for Training and Documentation in the field of human rights for Southwest Asia and the Arab region. A regional workshop entitled Electromagnetic Field Compatibility was launched in Muscat. It is organized by the Telecommunications Regulatory Authority in cooperation with the International Telecommunications Union, with the aim of raising awareness on the electromagnetism field and benefiting from recommendations that utilize international standards in establishing communication towers. The event witnessed the participation of telecommunication regulators, health and safety experts, technology and communications policy makers, and relevant authorities. The Directorate General for Education in North Al-Batina Governorate celebrated honoring the winners of With My Project I Build My Homeland Award for Entrepreneurship. The award was launched with the aim of familiarizing students with means of starting up productive projects that contribute to the national economy. It also aims to promote the culture of self-employment. The ceremony was accompanied by a commercial exhibition in which 40 projects have participated. The event was held under the patronage of His Excellency Mahmoud bin Abdullah Al-Uwaini, Secretary General of the Ministry of Finance. The structural scheme workshop of the city of Sour focused on the urban vision and planning challenges of the city of Sour and the appropriate solutions for that. The plan is one of the outcomes of the urban strategy which works to provide an integrated development and spatial plan for the development of the city of Sour to accommodate the increasing population growth and achieve sustainable urban development while raising the quality of services, enhancing infrastructure, protecting natural resources, and preserving the cultural and historical heritage. The opening of the workshop was sponsored by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Badr Al-Ma'wali, Governor of South Al-Sharqiyya. The composite pipes industry held a ceremony to mark its silver jubilee since its establishment. The event was presided over by His Excellency Qais bin Muhammad Al Yusuf, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion. More details in the following report.
Composite Pipe Industry, a renowned Omani firm that specializes in the production and installation of fiberglass reinforced plastic pipes, commemorated its silver jubilee. The company, situated in the industrial city of Sohar, has been a leading player in the engineering and manufacturing of fiberglass reinforced plastic pipes for the past 25 years.
We have been a company which empowers localization and as a part of improvement and innovation and R&D in a single roof. So we are a company which developed its technology by itself slowly over the 25 years phase. So we are all under one roof, the design, the production, the quality and the fabrication as well as the field team. So we are specialized being a local entity who can contribute to the society and the sustainable improvement of the country.
The event showcased the remarkable success story of the composite pipe industry, which took the first step towards localizing the fiberglass pipe industry in Oman. This strategic move enabled the company to expand its horizon and venture into the global market, positioning itself among the top 4 players in the field.
We are considering this as our second launching, so it's like a new generation, new wishes, new challenges. So our new product, it's renaming and branding our old existing product, which we are targeting from this branding to target a new market, specifically in the GCC in Saudi Arabia and Malaysia, as well in North Africa. We already started the process for establishing new places in other nearby countries. And from this event, we are sending our regards and thanks to our clients and our suppliers, and to rethink our employee as well for their great efforts during the last 25 years.
With their extensive experience and dependable products, the company has earned a reputation for being a reliable and quality provider. They have completed projects on over 100 sites across 15 countries, exporting over 4,000 kilometers of fiberglass reinforced plastic pipes and 350,000 fittings and accessories. While celebrating 25 years of excellence in the fiberglass pipe industry, this occasion marks a significant milestone in Oman's industrial evolution. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Salih Bakhalfan Al-Rahbi, Muscat.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main headlines once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq arrives in the state of Kuwait today on a two-day state visit. Leader Medal granted to His Majesty the Sultan by the Arab Parliament is received by His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed in appreciation for His Majesty's efforts in serving the issues of the Arab nation. The Sultanate of Oman manages to reduce the public debt size to reach about 15.1 billion Omani riyals. And the first Forum for Development Projects confirms that the volume of projects awarded last year exceeds 1 billion Omani riyals and reveals the awarding of new tenders, most notably the Adam Thumbraid Dual Road project. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, thank you for watching. Good night.